Sozna Tar Nar was only 8 years old when poverty and debt stole her childhood. Her family's farming debts had grown so large that her father had nothing left to give. The money borrowed for fertilizer and seeds was ultimately paid for in the form of his daughter's life. A contract was signed and Sozna Tar Nar was handed over to a cotton mill. The debt was canceled, but the life of an innocent child was put in pawn. Legally, Sozna was considered the property of the mill until she reached adulthood. 10 years of her childhood were effectively given to the machines. The mill owner proudly claimed that child labor was cheap and children trapped in debt were the most obedient. Sozna Tar Nar worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, on cotton spinning machines. The work was life-threatening. Often girls' hair would get caught in the machines, their scalps torn, and they would die writhing there while the machines continued to run. The noise was so horrifying that Sozna lost her hearing by the time she reached adolescence. Cotton fibers floated in the air as if they were breathing into the lungs, gradually turning the body white from the inside. Most children died from respiratory illnesses before reaching the age of 30. Those who survived were deaf, sick, and broken from the inside. The mill provided lodging as well. A large room housed 40 girls sleeping on wooden beds. Meals were provided only twice a day. Anyone who complained or tried to escape was caught by the supervisor and returned because, according to the law, children remained the property of the mill until the debt was paid. Southern states captured a photograph of Sozna Tar Nar during a break in machine maintenance. She stood barefoot, forbidden to wear shoes. She wore a tattered small shirt that hadn't been replaced in 2 years. Cotton fibers were stuck in her hair, prematurely whitened. Behind her, monstrous machines stood ruthlessly. Her face showed neither childhood innocence nor joy, only exhaustion, emptiness, and a resigned acceptance of fate. This was her life, and this was her destiny. The photograph was published in a reformist magazine, but the mill owners raised an outcry. They said the girl was still learning and was working to help her family. Those advocating reform were accused of having an external agenda. Laws against child labor remained delayed for years because power lay in the hands of the mill owners, while poor parents had nothing. Sozna Tar Nar did not live to be 18. At 14, she died from the public health conditions of the mill. 6 years of breathing difficulties had destroyed her lungs. The mill doctor recorded the cause of death as natural causes, and immediately another child was put in her place. Her parents were informed 3 weeks later. When her mother learned that her daughter had died, she was told that Sozna Tar Nar still carried a $47 debt. The debt had to be paid before she could be taken back. Her mother never paid and could not have paid. The mill kept Sozna Tar Nar's body for 6 months before burying her along with other deceased children in a cemetery. Children aged 8 to 16 were killed by the cotton dust, machines, and profit-driven system. Where Sozna Tar Nar rests today is unknown. I am her mother, and I have never received her bones. This is what poverty does. This is what cruelty does. It takes your children and gives nothing in return. Later, Sozna Tar Nar's photograph became a symbol of child labor in the southern states. In the 1930s, federal lawmakers finally displayed the image and said, "This is Sozna Tar Nar, who at 8 years old we sought to destroy." Today, the photograph is preserved in the National Labor Museum. Between 1893 and 1907, she remained loyal to the mill by force. Her grave still exists, but her photograph bears witness. This is a reminder that America's industrial wealth rests upon the bodies, stolen childhoods, and graves of children who deserved a better life.